Yeehaw! Two men. One named Rich. That's me.
This is Jermaine. Just got off the toilet.
He's a foul man. This is the X's and O's of life.
Huh?
Brought to you by Healthy Eating.
Which doesn't exist.
Exactly. I'm drinking a protein shake and a beer right now, and that's not even a joke. That's serious.
You drinking a beer with your protein shake.
Yeah, it's not in it, but it's like almost like a chaser. It's weird.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the last show ever for this year. I gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we kind of teased this yesterday on football. Kind of just going with a draft, obviously, that's kind of our MO. But kind of doing a, for lack of a better term, not a town hall. I keep thinking of I keep forgetting the word. State of the Union. Yeah, there it is. And it's just going to be kind of a roundup of our personal year and our kind of podcast year, which kind of coincides with each other anyway. I mean, we've definitely dabbled with our, lives on the air and just gone through, just here and there type of deals. But, and we're not going to like write a novel here or anything, but if we're just going to have an all in all, like, hey, this is kind of what happened. Like, this is like the Cliff Notes version of it. That's going to be kind of what it is. And, just talk about, what we're going to, what next year is going to look like. I mean, from, a podcast perspective and what we're trying to aspire to do there. And then just from a personal standpoint, same deal. So I don't know. Call it the year-end wrap-up. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. I'll think of a witty name.
He will.
But we're gonna start off with the draft, because anyone that's ever listened to the show once, you should realize that we're really bad with time. And if we started with the whole, hey, let's talk about the year, we would literally be here for a year and
never get to the draft.
Right. It is 10:42 in the evening right now, and we would get to the draft at about, I don't know, 4. Let's not do that. So yeah. Yeah, you talk for a minute. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
all right, and you're done. All right. Now say it. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, so your draft idea, you lead us in.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
thanks for being a part of the show, dickhead. All right.
Everything he said, I just cut and paste and copied into the podcast.
Oh, it's like a year-end review. You're welcome. All right. So, just like all of our amazing award-winning drafts, this came to me randomly, and just like most of our award-winning drafts, it irritated me. So I was like, hey, let's do this because I'm grumpy and cantankerous. So, yeah. Now, kind of made a little bit of a joke off camera saying, you don't really do these things because it's not 1994 anymore. But it happens. If you are actually watching cable, it really, I guess, ads are the equivalent of these on like YouTube.
I mean, the only time that you have to do this, pretty much for me, as far as the TV I'm watching, is during a football game.
Yep.
Like a football game that I can't watch Red Zone.
Yep.
And one of the primetime games.
Yep. Yep. That in the news. And ironically enough, a lot of these things on my list happened during the news. So
I didn't even know you were a big news watcher. So you watch the news regularly?
Well, I gotta masturbate in the morning, so yeah, of course. So no, I catch it. I watch it. just
You mean like the national, like the CNN shit, or you mean the local Pittsburgh?
I do the local, and then I'll catch a little bit of GMA before I have to actually work. It's like my let's watch something more depressing before I have to do something
depressing,
slightly less depressing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So my idea was the worst commercials. And what I mean by that, well, all right, so it can go a few different ways. I'm coming from a standpoint of these elicit a negative reaction out of me. They irritate me.
What was the one that just?
We may get into it, so shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying. I mean, like for you to come out with this idea, and you came out with it early too. I was like,
did.
Really hit your button.
yeah, and it's definitely my 101, and there's gonna be some anger. But so this can do anything from elicit a negative response, just annoy you, or just make you cringe. It just one of those commercials you're like, oh, fuck off, man. Golly, just enough. Jesus.
Yeah.
So, I have quite a few picks. So I will say we'll go with the standard 4, and then we'll hit the honorable mentions, kind of the normal kind of thing we do. So nothing crazy, because I know that you already said you're probably going to be on tilt a little bit because this is not really your MO.
Yeah. So
nor is it mine, but most things irritate me. So let's be honest.
We're not ranking them or nothing. I mean, like, we don't
know
this is the worst.
No, but I did write my ideas down. So essentially, I am ranking them from I will find you and hurt you to like I will find you maybe and probably hurt you. So very wide margin there. Okay. Now, I don't know. I mean, this is definitely a localized commercial, but not local in the sense of like it's on public access. That fucking Gus lottery thing. That fucking little groundhog.
Oh,
I swear to God.
Holy shit, I want to DDT the fuck out of that. I want to grab them and just, because it's insanely corny. They know it's corny.
Yes.
And they purposely put it on the air as the corniest little crack jokes that, like, it's the snare drum jokes. You remember?
Yeah.
Like
rim shot.
A comic on stage that says a joke and then they hit the little snare in the background.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It has an adverse effect on my mood. And I realized
you just interjected some fucking hate into my blood that quick. I was like, oh man, I will kill that little bitch.
Thank you. Yes. Yes. And there's some grandmas out there not listening to the show because let's be honest, technology is not really their forte. And plus there's a black man on the screen, so you probably scare them. So there's some grandmas out there like, oh, that's a little adorable little groundhog.
Somebody is out there thinking he's a cute little fuzzy play toy or something.
Yeah. I have never wanted to shoot my TV more in my life. It's basically him and Gabe Davis. But
Gabe Davis don't even know he's in the same sentence with the fucking Ponzatoni Field.
Yeah, fuck you, Gabe.
Groundhog.
Yeah, it is.
And they got one for every season. There's a Halloween one, and it's the corniest shit in the world.
Like the latest one is the whole like Christmas one, and he like slides down the ice and whatever, and this corny ass white guy is like, today's the day for fucking what? What the fuck is the day for? Please tell me. Yeah, it is. And other than it just being so over the top, and it's not even like corny to be like self-aware, silly, corny. It's just corny just to do it. And you know what it is? It's corny, and I think honest to God, I think they think it's endearing and adorable.
It's so corny that you have to work at it. Like they put in
Yeah.
work. Like if something was mildly actually funny, the writers probably took it out. Was like, no, that's actually a little funny. We don't want that one. I mean, you have to do work. You have to put in work to be as corny as them damn things. I mean,
it's always like a little one line or a little pun, a little play on words, and it's like, just. Oh God! All right, so that is my 101. Now you understand where this whole draft came from. I'm like, this needs to be exposed. And anyone that's living out of the state of PA, look up Gus lottery commercial, and you'll fucking kill yourself. So you know what we're talking about.
Only regulated to us, like he's not doing that in other states.
Well, yeah, because it's for the Pennsylvania lottery. Yeah.
Yeah, because Punxsutawney Field. Yeah. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
the only ones that get to experience it. It's fucking super.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, my pick is actually set. I mean, you know, the Gus thing you said, it's not just one of them, it's multiple ones, but mine is along those lines too. And mine is the infomercials that when they compare to leading brand or said brand, like whatever product they're advertising, they show them fucking up with the other brand.
Okay.
And they're so corny at like trying to do, like, say it's a garbage can or something. They'll fumble all over and stumble all over the garbage can and be like, nope, it could be just this easy. And then they tell about their product.
Oh, so it's not like the Bounty commercials where they're like, oh, this one rips. It's the ones that are like okay.
Like those, something that's got 4 payments of $19.99. Shit. And when they
like
use
Billy Mays here type of deal. Like
yeah,
Billy Mays here.
When they use the example of the person with the other thing, it's so horribly acted out. It's just I want to slap the shit out of
Oh man, can I tell you something? I kind of love them. I kind of love them. I kind of love them. I hate them because of the exact reason that you dislike them. I'm like, oh my God, I love it so much. It's so bad.
I just feel it's just so over exaggerated.
I get it though. I absolutely get it. I understand.
It pisses me off. It's like acting in a porno. You know, they have no acting skills whatsoever, and they talk to each other, and there's no plot or dialogue. And
first of all, there are many a plot, sir. You're just not paying enough attention.
Maybe in today's porno, because most of them, when I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I don't have the sound up, and I'm not paying attention. But back in the day, I remember we used to have VH tapes, and they were pornos, and they would try to do a story and act like something like it was like one that was so corny that
like somebody makes it through the opening credits. Get the fuck out of here.
Like no woman would be in this situation. Like it was like a public men's restroom, and it was like 3 dudes in there pissing at a urinal. And this lady dressed in one of those maid outfits is scrubbing the floor and just on the ground, and somehow she falls into looking up and seeing the man's shit and just start sucking them all. Like, come on, like that would never happen. Like it was the most corny, outlandish.
That is fucking reprehensible.
No, I mean,
like, send me that VH tape. Send me that tape, though. I need to do research.
It was like they acted like they was pissing, and they turn around and they dig us out, and she's just like, "Oh my God, I have to suck these dicks." It's like that's so fucking corny. Like, but today's porno, they probably put fucking credit. They probably got credits and motherfuckers is putting in a real acting job to it, or I don't know.
It gives a whole new meaning to headshot. God damn. Okay.
But yeah, not to get too far off topic, but yeah, the acting in those infomercials with the other brand pisses
I love
me
it so
off.
much. It is
It's
so good.
so fucking corny. It's like, can you act like you was really trying? Like, can you at least make it look a little bit more believable? They don't.
Oh, all right. All right. Number 2. And this may be lost on some people because they probably never noticed it because apparently I have way too much fucking time on my hands in the morning.
Man.
Yeah. So medical commercials for medicines. First of all, everything is a moderate to severe case of something.
Psoriasis or some shit.
Right. I got, it that's just weird and silly in my own world. But and this is like such a stupid thing to irritate me about, but first of all, they always show these people super happy. It's like, okay, you're currently fucked up enough to take some medicine, but you're like, life's pretty good. I'm like, are you sure? Because secondly, and this is the thing that people probably don't ever notice, and I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it does. Whatever color of the logo of the medicine, next time you watch one of these commercials, you're going to see it, and you're never going to be able to unsee it. All the clothes, all the background, all of that stuff is the same color scheme.
He broke it down like you watching shit like you high. You know, when you high, you know little details and shit. Damn, you noticing the small details.
Listen, next time you see a commercial for a medicine, for Scalara or whatever the fuck else is there, look at the bottom right hand corner where the logo is, and look at the color scheme, and then you're gonna see everyone's wearing that color shirt. The background.
I want to see one now just to fucking get it out the way.
Do
it,
man. Yeah, you can't. But once we're done recording,
said, they're happy. Even one got a song to it. They'll be like, "Nothing is everything," and they be jumping around, like you said, just so fucking happy, and the birds is chirping,
and it's like, motherfucker, you got
on their shoulders and shit. You like,
you got fucking lizard skin. You should not be happy.
He said, "You got lizard skin. You should be."
I got diabetic feet, man, and I'm miserable all the time. But you're like, nothing is everything. But just, I don't know why I think like just the branding of it and just the marketing of it, it just irritates me. Because if there's green. If there's any green in that logo, trust and believe you're going to see at least one scene in a field full of green grass. I promise you.
I think we covered this on that one pod where when we was talking about my next example, and then another thing I think you said the medical. I think we went into they always hit them side effects.
The side effects of like, you have like there was literally one. There was one, it was for depression, and it was like, will cause suicidal thoughts. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah. It was like a counter to the whatever relief you were supposed to be getting. This shit enhanced it. It was like, the fuck?
It's like, well, shit, I didn't want to die. I got the weepies sometimes. Now I take this medicine. Now I'm going to slit my wrist. Like, what the fuck is this?
If you have suicidal thoughts, call your doctor immediately. It's like,
well, I did. Then you gave me it's like, I did. Then you gave me the medicine.
Didn't fucking kill myself over it with your medicine. Like, what the hell?
Right. It's like, if you have suicidal thoughts, you should consult your doctor. Motherfucker, you gave me the medicine. So,
yeah. Some of those side effects be worse than whatever you're trying to relieve. It's like,
it's hilarious.
Damn.
Those are fun for me. I enjoy those.
Like sideways, and they run through it like micro machines and shit. The dude try to read through it real quick. He'd be like side effect.
Right.
I'd be like, what?
He don't want you to hear none of that. It's like, well, I'm not gonna take that. It's like, your insurance company said you would, so
Yeah, if you got a big hairy bump that grows on your ankle, please consult your doctor. And he tried to fly through it. It's like, really? You skip past that
I'm
shit?
just waiting till at the end they're like, big bloody ankle. You might grow hair on your ear. Your ear may fall off, but fuck it, you'll be fine. Just take our medicine. Call your doctor.
Color scheme. Yeah, I didn't know.
Check it out because now you're never gonna be able to unsee it. Just like
great.
I said, we saw Nelson Mandela and shit on that commercial.
Yeah, from the Red Cross.
Mhm.
Dude,
It's it's definitely on brand. It's not like he's out of place. It'd be weird if like Bill Nye was there or some shit, but yeah.
So my second example is, like I said, we did talk about it. I don't know. Was that our very first one? Very first part?
Let me see. What is it?
The Amazon commercial.
Oh, yeah, it is.
The girl with the fucking
I think that was the
mustache,
first BDE one. Oh, God. Oh.
and she went on Amazon and bought a yellow coat and start dancing in the class like she got rid of her mustache or some shit. It's like,
if nobody remembers, this was literally from earlier this year. It's an Amazon commercial with this girl with a mustache, and they're saying like everybody is pretty. It's like, nah.
no. And like I stated before on that first one, people are mean as hell, and they, especially in school, high school,
Yes.
people fire in, and people are ripping on her hard. If you come into class parading around with a yellow fucking coat, guess what you just did? You just highlighted.
Now you're special and have a mustache. Like,
and they're gonna fire in on you harder. Like,
yeah,
I didn't understand.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
That commercial had me fucking pissed. It was like they no longer run it real like a long, like a whole bunch. But at that time that we was
shit, I haven't seen that in months, man.
At that time
I think our podcast made them stop.
Something. At that time, it was in rotation, like on every channel, every game. It was like, oh my god, here come this commercial again. Yeah, they pulled it out of rotation. I'm so glad, but it made me think.
All right. Number 3. Any ASPCA commercial.
What the hell is ASPCA?
The animal ones with Sarah McLachlan singing about, donate to the animals because they're dying and shit.
Okay.
Listen.
And they just show you the most sad, pathetic dogs that they can find. And
look, here's my biggest problem with it. I have zero qualms.
Surprised by that to be your answer because you are the animal king.
Well, and no, understand. You're gonna see that's definitely on brand, and you're gonna see how that ties into it. I have zero qualms with your message, zero qualms with what you're trying to accomplish. Do it. And animals need help. Let me find the cocksucker that is sitting behind that fucking camera taking pictures of these poor animals in dire straits and not doing fuck all about it.
Hey, they're filming it, telling you, see if you can. They're trying to guilt trip you into it.
So, I will cut your dick off and feed it to your mother. I swear to God. That infuriates me. Because I understand the whole point is you want that quote unquote money shot to show these animals are really in a tough time and they need your help. Fair. But here's the thing. You don't need visual evidence because you literal satanic fucking people that think that needs to be put out there to guilt trip people, which that's probably the MO about it, which
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, they're not going to show you like if the animal was happy and running around and wagging its tail and all of that, then you would say to yourself, he must not be doing too bad. But because and it probably takes a while for them to get the money, the money shot, so to speak. The animal ain't just gonna look sad all the time. It takes some time. It's almost like they almost have to prop them up to do it, just to get the perfect angle and the perfect, sad face.
Right.
And like you said, they probably don't give a flying blue fuck about any of those damn animals that they telling you and guilt tripping you into coming to the shelter and getting or donating some money to.
Yeah. So just the concept of them just sitting there doing that. And I didn't even think about that other part, which makes me even more mad. You're right. They're probably not always in that state of disarray, looking
like
reckless.
That. It took them. They probably, like somehow said, "Hey, do this, learn it." They had to work with the animal to get them to look that. I mean, that animal most of the time. I mean, there might be some of those animals that just naturally look like that because they have been mistreated so badly. But majority, a lot of animals are living in the moment. Right what's going on right then and there. And if they're not experiencing nothing sad, they're not looking really sad.
Which begs the question, like, are these fucking people doing something to them to make them?
That definitely crossed my mind. Like, are they doing something to prop them up to make them look bad? Like, are they hitting them and then say, go lay down, and then they want to see them turn around and,
Yeah.
That's the question.
Yeah, so I don't think it's necessarily the commercial itself that instills that. It's more what's happening literally behind the scenes on said commercial. So I don't know if that counts, but yeah.
Or are we on 3, right? Yeah, my third one. Any of those men's hair?
Oh, yeah.
Hair this and and they acted like they be acting like they just so refreshed and
we definitely had this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, they're acting like these men were living in hell, and then all of a sudden, as soon as they got hair, they got a great
7
job.
bitches on their there you go.
They picked up a house. They now drive a Lamborghini. They make it seem like just because they got this hair implant or this hair whatever, that everything is cool. Like, if you gave me all my hair back, I'm gonna still wake up with the same amount of money in my bank account, and I'm still not gonna be happy. So what the?
No, technically, you would wake up with less money in your bank account because you had to pay for all the fucking hair plugs. So if anything,
yeah. So I'm not fucking that happy. And like you said, and when we was looking at the commercial, you was like, and look at the women there, like they just so attracted to them now. Like, if a motherfucker's ugly, such as myself, a motherfucker's ugly. Ain't no hair gonna change that. Like, you don't turn into a fucking pimp by adding a little bit of hair up top.
It's not like that Samson story where he lost all his strength, but now you have hair. Now you got all the bitches, all the money, all the cars. Like, here's the thing: there are guys out there that define themselves by said looks. That's more of a self-esteem issue.
And me and you, we both talked about we got these shiny heads and not really made by choice. It's kind of the rest of it was some of it was going away. So it was like, I'm not keeping that. For those men out there that have a bald spot at the top of your head and you keeping that side rug, I don't know what.
Just stop.
Now you look like you drive a fucking brown van with a bubble plastic window in the back and you going around molesting children or some shit. Like
that dude looks like a limo driver. That dude looks like every limo driver ever.
He said a limo driver.
Like,
What? Why are you keeping that piece
Why
of
do you
shit?
think they wear those little hats on their fucking head, man? That shit, they're hiding that shit. They got
Like,
that little horseshoe puff hanging out from the outside, so it makes you think they got a full head of hair. There, it is a party all around and fucking trouble on top.
if nature has deemed you unlucky and taken a part of your hair, it is your natural reaction
Deuces.
to let it go. Don't try to keep that. Stop it.
You don't
Some
need
people let
to.
that shit grow out like Puff, and he'd be like,
Yeah.
"Are you fucking serious, homie the clown?"
Right. Good reference.
What are
man.
you doing?
There is not another white person that understands that reference. I love it. Homie, don't play that.
But yeah, those men's hair commercials. They had like your life has instantly.
Damn, what a good
changed.
show. Did we do a TV show draft? Because that would definitely be on there. In Living Color.
Yeah, I don't think we
100%.
did. Living Color, yo. You know how many stars came off that show?
David Allen Greer, Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
Like all
Jamie
97,
Foxx.
all 97 Wayneses.
All the ways, all 900 of them. Yeah, Tommy Davidson. Yeah,
Tommy
like,
Davidson. Yeah,
even
yeah.
J-Lo was a fucking
Yeah, she was a fly girl.
fly
girl. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was. Sure was.
Jamie Foxx. I think Jamie Foxx is probably Jim Carrey's the biggest star off that show as far as financially or
but Jamie's
right there.
definitely number 2.
Yeah,
definitely number 2.
Mm-hmm.
No one else. Yeah, everyone else is kind of like they had like middling careers, but like
you
know, yeah, that may be the next draft. Then we have to fucking delve into the TV. Yeah. All right. It's just funny because this is another one that we talked about a little bit in person, but for the final one, the He Gets Us commercials.
The what?
The He Gets Us commercials.
What do you mean?
Do you remember we talked about it? Remember how they were trying to like make domestic violence seem like normal, like it's the Jesus ones.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the reason I don't like them, it's not because it makes me mad. It's not because it's corny. It's just like I can't even say it's uncomfortable because that's the wrong word for it. I don't really have a good word for it, so I'll just use a few sentences to kind of piece it together. And if someone can come up with a good word for it, then hats off to you.
Yeah.
I am not a religious man, but I'm not anti-religion, so I'm kind of in the middle. I don't feel like they're trying to force religion upon you. I don't feel like they're trying to push any agenda. It's just, it feels, I guess, out of place. Like you're trying to almost
humanize.
I have a dumb way to put it. I was going to say they're trying to make religion cool. You know, like, and I don't have any other better way to put it. Like one of the latest ones is, and they'll always have like a little tagline to make it, relatable. You know what? Relatable is probably better than saying trying to make it cool. They're trying to make religion relatable.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost, I don't even know the name of the song, but I know it's like a 70s, 80s song where a lady is saying, what if God was one of us? Or something
that's from the 90s, dude.
Oh, that's the 90s? I thought that was 80s.
Yeah, it was Joan. I think it was like Joan Collins or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wanted to say like, Alanis Morissette or some type of.
Nah, she's an atheist, I think, actually.
Like that. But yeah, she tried to like humanize. It's almost like saying a slob like one of us, like almost like. So these commercials is saying, he made mistakes too. So it's like almost trying to humanize them into. I don't care what you say. Jesus ain't going to work in 40 hours a week. He's not. So why are you trying to act like he is?
Yeah, it's just like a weird, out of place. That's the best way I can put it. It just feels out of place. Like I get the message you're trying to put forth, and I don't have a problem with that. I feel like the delivery is just off.
He said they're trying to make it cool.
I mean, because I can't think of it. It's just because they're showing what normal people go through, like family disputes, domestic disputes, things like that, and then they'll just put at the end like I think the latest one is like it says something like Jesus's family was messy too.
Yeah. I seen that.
Hashtag
That was the one.
imperfect, and I'm like, dude, like that's not. I don't. Okay.
It's
like almost like you're gonna have a
deep down, like it like gets under your
right.
prisons,
It's one of those things where you're in the shower, you're like, man, fuck that. What are you talking about? But no, it is one of those commercials, one of those types of commercials that the best analogy I can come up with, it's like trying to have an argument with a stupid person. It's like trying to have no, okay. It's actually having an argument with a smart person about something stupid. Because you're just like, dude, I don't have the energy to like, what are you saying? Fuck. Okay. You know what? Fine. Yeah. It's good, man. Don't even worry about it. That's kind of what, because you just want to poke holes in it, but you're like, I see the message is good, but you're like, dude, like, hey, I'm just trying to watch fucking football, man. Like, I don't.
It's like overboard. It's like you're trying too hard to be seen, and it's not really necessary to go down that route. Like,
yeah. I really wish I could have like wrote something down on how I felt, but I just couldn't come up with the words.
Yeah. So my last one, I was on tilt for a second, but I got it. It's usually campaign presidential.
Shit.
Them slandering motherfuckers where they'll tell you that this motherfucker did everything but throw a dog out a window, and then the other candidate supports the message, or
he
even
caught
their own message where, oh, I did this and I helped out the community and I served and I support this message. I'm like, you fucking bastards, yo! If I hear another one of these commercials, like,
they're coming, Bob. They're coming soon.
Like right before election day, you might not catch no TV. You won't catch commercial after commercial after commercial, and them slandering the fuck out of each other. I mean, like, it's just a straight commercial browbeating fucking contest. Like,
my opponent called my mom a bitch.
Yeah. Wow. And some of them be saying some wild shit. It was like, yeah, and he even hung his dick out the window or some shit. You'd be like, what?
And then you're like, that was him?
God damn.
You're like, that was him? Shit. Yeah. I'm like, and be like, yo, I saw that porno. Then the girl came and sucked it off. It was crazy.
Like a glory hole or some shit.
Right.
But yeah, man, they be attacking the fuck out of each other. They go deep at each other, yo. The candidates, and it don't be just the presidents. It be all the other Congress is running against each other, and
it's the 76th district, vice accountant and shit.
Yeah.
Like, did you know she was a Nazi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're recording that shit on an iPhone. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Not even an iPhone. They're recording that shit on a Nokia.
He said a Nokia. Oh man.
They got 30. They got 30 seconds of clip. They gotta fucking cut that together. That's crazy.
You got to have a little age on you if you know about Nokias.
Oh yeah, those things were a brick, man. Those things were a registered weapon. Plus, they live forever. Oh my god, those are like the cockroaches of electronics.
Them, and remember the fucking Nextel with the beep like.
Shut the fuck up. Listen. Oh my, yeah.
And I
Next,
remember motherfuckers used to get on the bus. They want to brag that they got a Nextel.
oh my
But all it
God,
is, they
why?
having a whole conversation with the whole bus. I'm like, man, if you don't shut that shit off, I don't want to hear you and this dude go back and forth. But it's just a fucking walkie-talkie or a speaker. So where you at? I'm like, man,
That's like walking around being like, "Yo, I got a 6-inch dick," and it's like, "Well, you fucking should."
Yeah,
Like,
those
congratulations on being where you should be in life.
those motherfucking.
Oh my God.
Because I never had one, but the people that had it,
No.
they
Oh
would
my.
be quick to they wanted to show it off to you that they had it for sure.
Mm-hmm. And don't be on a bus in the 90s. That's all you're gonna fucking hear. You're like, are these fucking? Is there crickets here? What the fuck is this?
All you hear is brr, brr, brr. Yep.
Oh God,
Motherfuckers
I
thought
am
they
not
was
gonna
stick
sleep
with
tonight. I'm gonna
those,
fucking punch you today.
those Blackberries. I remember when them shits came out. Motherfuckers, yeah, they're like they were
Yeah.
so important.
Like you were
shit.
talking to your grandma. You're fucking getting your fucking grocery list. Like, how do you have a BlackBerry on the bus? Shut the fuck up. Sit your ass down.
Yeah. You on the
Goofball.
bus with a Blackberry acting like you high sedity and
Motherfucker, you got a strawberry. Sit your dumb ass down. What's wrong with you? Blackberries are fucking delicious. Do not disrespect their name with your broken ass.
Yeah.
All right, so I got some honorable mentions here. I'm just gonna run through a few of them.
Okay.
And funny enough, one of my honorable mentions is a direct, like, it just makes me a hypocrite for one of my other ones. But the old Taco Bell commercials, that fucking dog, the Yokiro Taco Bell.
You get a Taco Bell, yeah.
You fucking racist motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fuck
Man,
you
motherfucker,
in
I bet
Chihuahua.
the Latin community fucking probably embrace those. It's like, you don't realize you're being made fun of here?
He sounds like me, man. Like,
that's what they was going for.
and it's like, you know, a white guy's voicing this, right? Just so you know.
Yeah. None of y'all's getting paid. None of your community is getting paid for this way.
No, this dude don't even have a mustache. I'm sorry, that was a joke. I apologize. Makes you feel any better? I basically dress like a cholo anyway, so it's fine. The struggle is real. The other one, and it's funny, like one of the really, really cheaply, poorly made local commercials.
Oh,
and these happen. These happen during the news in the morning. That's their peak time, and it is just like the NSS life. Oh, good God!
NSS life.
It is so bad. It is so bad.
Family matters. Yeah. I'll be like, what the fuck is going on, yo?
Yeah, there's this other window thing. It's not Window Nation because they're a little silly. I like Window Nation. They got some silly ones. But it's like some other window thing, and it's like
the local ones be
it's
so
a local one.
it's
something about like the guy's like looking at the window, like measuring it, and he's like, "The fuck are you doing? Are you having a stroke? Stop it!"
It's so corny. Like the car ones, I think it's Deal Automotive, and then the kids get involved.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Or them law ones, Shenderovich and Finchman.
Listen. Me and Tiffany always make fun of that because we make fun of the guy. It's like, we have your back, not your wallet. Like
those
goofy,
local bastards,
goofy deaf motherfucker. We just talk about how ugly those two twins are.
Those
like,
two twins,
God,
some
damn.
ugly motherfucking dudes, yo.
But you know they both have gotten bitches that are at least.
They got them. They got the chips to do it. Yeah,
And they look even weirder now with their little fucking peach fuzz beards. I'm like, oh, good God, stop it.
Yeah.
But but the one law commercial I do like are the two like stoner guys that do the
Borders.
No. The two stoner guys that do the tax law. I don't think it's Borders and Borders. No, you absolutely do. It's the the dude that has like the long ponytail and the other guy that looks like Abe Lincoln, both white, but with white hair. You know exactly what it is. You're gonna be like, yo, he fucking okay. You got Willie
What's
Nelson
the
and
name
like
on that line too? Edgar Snyder, but he cleaned up. Like he got a little bit more professional. But used to be Edgar Snyder. We won't. Remember when he
yeah, that
first
was
came
silly.
out?
That was silly. Yeah.
We won't charge unless we get money for you. I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Right. It's like
Yeah, a lot of
I
those commercials are poorly done. It's like,
and it but it's funny because it's endearing almost because I literally made the same kind of thing about yeah, actually it's funny. It was yours. It was the infomercial one. I was like, you're like, oh, they're so corny, and I'm like, oh, I kind of love them. But this, I'm like, oh god, you're just too cringy. Like you step over that threshold of like, oh god, stop.
yeah, yeah. My honorable mention would be that J motherfucking C Wentworth or whatever.
Oh,
Them
JJ
motherfuckers-
Wentworth.
Yeah, them motherfuckers singing, I need cash now. I be like, come on, man, shut the fuck up. But you probably like that shit. You probably be humming along on that shit.
No. It's pretty bad. It's over the top silly. I don't hate it. It doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me, but I'm not like, yo, kick
I
that
know it
shit.
come on NFL Network a lot, and that's pretty much all I watch. And that motherfucker come on pretty much every show. I turn the sound down as quick as I can, hit the mute button as quick as I can. I do not want to hear that shit. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah, that was a fun hate-filled draft right there.
Huh?
That was a fun hate-filled draft. I feel good now.
And you really sparked rage in my brain with that guts one, yo. Oh my god.
Dude, just try living my life. Fuck me. It's so just
That's
enough.
yesterday. Oh man. I wanted to DDT the fuck out of that little rat. I really did.
Oh my god, it's so bad. And
Yeah.
it's just so much more frustrating because they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna love this.
wait till we hit them with that. And then they be cracking like you said, the other actors in the dang on thing be cracking up when he makes his corny joke. They be like, yeah, like it was really good. And they'd be like, oh my god.
Like you have a million ways to play now.
He said,
Absolutely the fucking worst.
yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah, that one
It just like it ruins at least an hour of my day after I see it. Like you ever have an argument in the shower with yourself about some shit?
yeah.
Like I will be in the shower just talking shit to this fucking imaginary ass ground.
He said it ruins my day, ruins at least an hour of my time behind it. That's how bad it is.
Talking about feeling my pulse and shit during fantasy football. Feel my pulse during that fucking commercial.
You probably be heated and like somebody
I'm
touch your
breaking
head,
a
they'd be
sweat
like,
and shit. I gotta go
"Man,
change
why?"
my pants.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible.
Oh man, that's funny.
All right, so we're gonna do a smoke break intermission. Not really an intermission, but we're gonna lead into our actual topic because somehow or another we made a hate-filled commercial thing 50 minutes because this is what we do. Like it's almost we're bad at talking because we're really good at talking. So, kind of the main event here, boys and girls, is kind of just the year in review, man. Like we both had interesting years.
Very.
Obviously, from a podcast perspective, this was our initial year, which by its own right would be would be interesting anyway. But you know, April, whatever the hell Easter is, that would be our anniversary. So we haven't been doing it for a year yet, but still, like, it's the end of the year. I'm not gonna fucking do it twice. So eat a dick.
Yeah. So if you want me to just lead in with
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
huh?
yeah, go ahead. Be a part of the show. It's fine.
All right. Well, 2023 to me pretty much started like I had just took the new job. You know, finally left O'Reilly's piece of shit ass.
Oh, that's another
And
terrible. That's on the radio though.
yeah, what did it? How did it go? How did
Oh,
it go?
oh,
O'Reilly.
Oh, go off.
So yeah, I had started the job I'm at now in October of 2022. And I was, pretty much coming into 2023, still new. I was only had like 2 months in, you know. So I'm going into my third month, and God blessed me with the job, and things progressively started getting well. Things had already been progressively worse at the house, but it was starting to reach a peak, to the point
Came to
where,
a head, yeah.
yeah, it got to a point where it was like no longer guessing as far as hey, you're of infidelity or fucking around. It was like blatantly shown and told, and not even really
You
discussed.
walk in the house, the dick just smacks you in the head, like,
No, no,
excuse me,
never got
sir.
came to the house, but it was just like blatant calls and texts on phones and secret conversations and going out and staying out till 7 a.m. and shit like that, and it was getting worse, getting worse. Um, Consistently always being told, get out my house and all of this bullshit. And as it progressed, I'm still continuing to work, still driving at this point, illegally. um, it just kept going. And then, it just got to the point where it was like I was given an ultimatum. Like, you got to get out my house by this. First, it was like on a Friday. And she sent me like it got to the point where we weren't even talking to each other. It was like through text. We were texting each other inside the house. Like to the point where we wasn't even really speaking to each other. So she texted and said it was a Friday and was like, you gotta be out by Sunday. I'm like, 3 days, bitch? Like, are you serious? 3 days? Like, it was like I can't and my pay, I was like in the middle of the pay period. I didn't get paid till that next Friday. So through the text message and hey, I can't turn it around that quick. I don't have anybody to go with. I would have to stay in the hotel. So she texts back and said, oh, stay in the hotel then. I was like, man, fuck you. I ain't going to no hotel. I was like, I'll be out of your house by this Friday as soon as I get paid. So went through my work week, whatever. And then that Friday, came home from work, started grabbing my shit, packing, put it in the car. And I was out. So, and you was involved in the process pretty much. And from that point, we, were spending more time, together. And here I am clapping my hands. I'm like, come, what was it? It was Easter Sunday. We kept talking about it. I think that whole weekend, like, well, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that and we're gonna start this. And we were both. I think we both were kind of nervous because we was getting ready because we wasn't doing it we weren't on camera. We were just on the phone. And we kept talking about it. It was like I ain't gonna say we was procrastinating, but it seemed like we kept trying to push it off,
No,
which
we were
is
procrastinating.
procrastination.
Absolutely
Now, I'm about to say, which exactly means procrastination. I'm sitting up here like, I ain't hungry, but I
I
am
can
gonna
eat.
fuck this food up. Yeah, yeah. I basically said it wasn't procrastinating, but then outlined the definition of procrastination. So
It's like I was late, but I wasn't on time.
so so we finally just I don't know. He was like, man, look, fuck it, let's do it. And I was like, I still was like, hey man, we need to. He was like, man, let's just get on here and do it. And then next thing
How I live my
you know,
life.
huh?
It's
You
how I
said
live my life.
yeah. And then we pretty much Easter Sunday we did the clap episode and
Sure did.
we were off and running at that point. It was just like, hey, and then as we did, I don't know how many episodes we did just audio, and then we finally,
Too many.
we like, you said, hey, let's get this on video, and for some reason I'm thinking like you got to get a set up and all this bullshit. I'm thinking that you got to get special lighting and all of that. He was like, oh, we're gonna record this right on the phone. I was like, oh damn, it's that simple, okay. And you had to talk me into it, and then because I was like, yeah, I don't want to put this ugly mug on camera, and we were off and running with that, and more platforms, and then we took some wrong turns where we thought we was worth more than Disney Plus, and
Yep.
then and we continue to
That
do
may
it,
be my favorite episode, by the way.
yeah, continue to do it, and then boom, here comes the football season, oh well. Let me just insert in between that. Yeah, they got the apartment and everything, and you know, gathering things with, of course, your help, and a little bit of my brother's help, and just enduring some things, and then getting used to the area, the new area I'm in, and just the new scheduling, and getting to work, coming back, and all of that, and then boom, here comes football season, and then we start doing the 2 pods a week with the football, which is enjoyable. And we got some X's in there. We skipped some, due to timing and schedules and bullshit. And here we are, and we're getting ready to full steam ahead into 2024. That's the recap of 23 for me. How it went from my perspective.
Yeah. I mean, from a year, kind of a year in my life, nothing really special. Like I don't have, so
Was there like
I mean,
there was
let me,
wasn't there milestones in your with your job? Not milestones, but things that just really pissed you off, or throughout the year, or something changed, or
yes, having to log in.
He said that problem is still currently going on.
Right. You say that like you didn't fucking work there.
No, but I'm just saying, was there anything that like ever pissed you off even more than usual, or anything that happened, or any changes?
I mean, I mean, going through multiple bosses, completely unnecessary and unprepared kind of changes, with people that are the captain of the ship that are completely out of touch.
Is GM still like the head dude or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still NHI or HNSC, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So kind of just whatever, still roly poly and shit. Just I think over the years and just maturing emotionally and mentally, you just see more of, in your eyes, I mean, and by no means am I the end all be all, but from a seasoned veteran, I guess, you just see the changes that are happening, and very little, at least seemingly very little thought is put into it, how the repercussions kind of, trickle down. And the people that are making those decisions, which, is very big in most large corporations, but
Mhm.
the people that make said decisions are not, they're so out of touch
Yeah,
with
the
the
people that make
people.
the decisions for the people that sit in the seats aren't sitting in the seats. I mean, like
Right.
you're making the decision of an everyday frontline rep when you have been removed from that atmosphere or that environment for maybe 10 plus years.
And that's probably being generous. I feel like it's probably more like 20.
Yeah, yeah,
They transferred in from somewhere else where they weren't in that seat either.
yeah.
So, they read a handbook and they're like, "Oh, got it." It's like, nope, you don't.
No, it's a
Nope.
little bit more complex than that, young Sherlock.
Yep. But
Yeah,
I mean, the work thing is just, I'm so complacent there that, and it's funny because I think if the wife didn't make as much money as she did, I would have removed myself from the situation a long time ago, which is
so
not a
any of
great
these
indictment
changes
on
that
me.
came down the pike, none of them are beneficial changes. Like you don't see any positiveness coming
No,
out of any of those changes.
no. Oh,
No.
no, not at all. If anything, it just makes us even more expendable, and makes it easier for said people to expend us. So you're just, that writing on the wall is just getting bigger and bigger. And they just keep adding more of a, like when you're writing something on Microsoft Word and you
Yeah.
press that little up button, it makes the font get bigger. And it's basically
Mhm.
every 2 weeks, it's like, that A is a little larger. All right.
Yeah.
So from a work standpoint, that's a hard no. That's just a loss. Um,
I mean, it had gotten to that point for me too. You know, like it had gotten to a point where I told you this before, and I ain't probably even said it on here. When I first started and became in management there, you couldn't get me out of the building. I stayed. I damn near lived
right.
there because I loved
Yeah.
what I was doing.
Right.
And the last 5 years of it, I was calling up at minimum once a month. Like I couldn't. I it's been times that I was in the shower and I remember it. I've never had an anxiety attack or anything like that.
You
But I was
you ha- you no, you know what you did? I think this was like one of the first episodes you talked about this. Yep, I remember that.
I was actually going through one. I mean, like I was like breathing hard and I bent over, the water running on me. I'm like, like I was panicking. Like I really did not want to go in that day that bad. Like it had reached a fucking boiling point, man. It was
Yeah.
insane. And I had borrowed, like you could borrow money out your 401k. So I had took out a loan and borrowed money for myself. And they asked, did I want to pay it back in 5 years, 10 years, or because they take so much out your check to kind of
Right.
replace or replenish or whatever. After I did it, I was like, man, I should have took a whole bunch more because I ain't gonna make it 5 years. I knew I wasn't. I knew there was no way I was gonna make it working like that for 5 more years. I think after I did that, I think I lasted like maybe one more year, and then that writing on the wall was graffiti. That shit
Yeah.
was huge. It was like, get the fuck out. Like, and it was a mutual. It's like I said, I
Oh
wasn't happy
yeah.
at the time that it happened, but I got it with a severance and I still got paid for an additional 6 months. So it was mutual. They were tired of me. I was tired of them, man. I couldn't take it. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
So, um, job wise, no. Um, I mean, we went on our yearly trip that we always do, so that was
Oh yeah,
always
yeah, yeah.
nice. Um, I think, I think I grew as a person. Um, I would say the wife and our relationship. had a few kind of stumble points, but it allowed us to examine what we were doing with each other and address it and fix it. Long story short with that, just like with normal life, you get consumed with normal life and you tend to neglect people or things or stuff. And it was just you become so habitual with your routines that if you get used to not really giving that person any attention, then you just get used to not giving them attention.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a mutual thing, and it would cause issues, and more for her than me, and that's not indicative of me not wanting to see her or spend time with her or anything like that. It just wasn't in the schedule, for lack of a better term, which sounds really bad, but I guarantee you every relationship out there has gone through that. I think the difference between us and a lot of other ones is that could just break that thing down. Like that could just end the whole thing and just be done with it. We saw that, not happening, but we realized, hey, look, if we keep going down this road, this is not going to be a thing anymore. It's just not. It's just going to fall apart. So, fixing that, being more cognizant about communication between each other, because we are sometimes children with each other. If there's something that happens, we'll just kind of shut down. Both of us will, and
Start
instead
popping
of
up.
right, and instead of actually having a conversation and working it out, it'll be just a game of chicken of who's not going to speak last. And that's just such a childish thing to do,
Yeah.
because then you're just sitting there angry to the point where you don't even know what you're angry about
Yeah, I
anymore.
want to say you forget what it was even over.
Right, you start making up shit that you're angry about, and you're like, and it's almost like you're just waiting for that person to do something stupid or just something fucking even remotely not to your liking. So you'll be like, here we fucking go again, man. Here we go again. And it's like, why? Why are you expending that energy doing that when you could just say, hey, let's talk about this real quick. Let's fix this. Is stupid. We're wasting each other's time. This is not even that serious. We're making this out into some kind of, you know, cheating allegation situation when it was like, man, put the fucking toilet seat down, dude. Fuck you, bitch. Like, huh? So, I think that was a bit of a growing thing. I'm not going to get in at the next thing here. I'm not going to get into the real ins and outs of it because it is, that person's, call to make.
Yeah.
I had a chance to really pay it forward this year, and it was a cool thing, and I'm happy about it because I didn't have to think about it. It just was an instinctual, like, yeah, of course, no problem. Like it's fine. And by no means is that a boast or a flex or anything like that. But it's definitely something majority of people don't do and won't do. And I'm pretty sure that person can attest to that. And
Absolutely.
it's one of those deals where I don't have any regrets about it. I don't. If anything, it gives me the opportunity to vicariously live through that person because, and this once again is not a flex or anything selfish or anything like that, but it allows me the opportunity to say, I gave this person their jumping off point. And instead of making their lives harder, because it was going to be harder, even though I know that they would still get to the point where they need to get to.
Yeah.
But why struggle when you shouldn't have to, when you don't have to? You know what I mean? So I enjoyed the opportunity of being able to do that, which is a weird thing to say because, I mean, if you know the story, then you know the story. But from an outsider's point of view, if you're told the story and you look at it from my point of view, you're like, how is that a blessing for you? It's like, what do you mean? Like, how could it not be? Like, you, it's silly word, it's silly verbiage, but you essentially got to nurture a vulnerable bird, back to health, you know, and allot them the opportunity to, you know, learn to fly again. And it's just cool to see that, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, most people wouldn't go that far, or most people wouldn't, see the benefit behind it. They would probably stop at, a gift here or something here, and all right, I helped you out there. Now get the fuck out of my face. But
Right. And I think the majority of people on top of that would say, okay, well, where's my kickback?
Mhm.
Like, okay, I did this, so karma has to do
Well,
this
did
for
it
me
did it
now.
almost as like an investment or something? Yeah, like
Right. That's a
you're looking
good
for
word for it.
ROI. You're looking for a return on investment on it. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. So it was a mindless thing that I did. And just think that kind of where that's kind of one of those things where, I mean, I would have always done that anyway, but I think having the emotional maturity to kind of see that, to like sit back and pull back and look at it and say, no, look, you really, really did do a really good thing. And you should be happy with that. And, just realize that, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to put it. It's, I guess, yeah, this is a good way to put it. You were fortunate enough to be able to put someone in a much better position than they would have been based on circumstance. And that's indicative about your work, your relationship, what you were able to do, what you were able to accomplish. You were allotted that opportunity to be in that situation at that time when someone was in need, and you had the option to make that decision of yes or no, and you chose yes. And that's a cool thing. That's a cool thing. That's a cool feather in your hat, or whatever you want to call it.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
You know. Um. So that was probably, honestly, the one of the highlights of the year for me. Having that opportunity. The kid got into Penn State, which is always cool too. I mean, that's definitely
Excellent.
another big thing.
Yeah.
Um.
One question I do got for you is like, being that you spend, a lot of time with the pod and doing the interviews. What was you doing with your time before all of this? Like, I mean, if you got time to be able to do what you were doing before, and then you had time to shove all of this extra stuff in, what were you doing before? Was you just be sitting around, or I mean, pretty sure you found a way to somehow allocate that time to something else, but like,
Honestly, not much of anything, man. Maybe a lot of YouTube, a lot of like Borderlands, maybe. Just not really anything productive. Which I think may be, funny enough that you mentioned that may have been one of the reasons why I pulled the trigger on this. Because I was like, you know what? I have this time on my hands. I could do something much more productive with it. So it's a good point. Never actually really thought about that.
Yeah, because I mean, we ain't doing them. I mean, you doing your interviews, and I'm like, man, that's a lot of extra time dedicated to, something that we just started in April, and it's like, what were you doing before that? Like, how were you keeping your busy body busy, so to speak?
And I was, yeah, I guess I really wasn't. I was just that routine thing that I was kind of talking about. So yeah, that maybe another little blessing in disguise there, just to kind of keep myself,
Active,
busy.
keep yourself active
Right.
and moving, and yeah.
Give you a purpose. I mean, not to say that I had no purpose to wake up, but it's like,
Well, working that sad job, yeah, you
I
probably
mean,
did.
okay, that's a pretty fair statement, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I should consult my doctor, get some medicine.
Yeah, having suicidal thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. Circle back though. Yeah, the pod. Crazy, man. It is.
I know
It
you
is.
met so many different people and
I
different
did.
perspectives and listen to people's stories and yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say a real douchey thing. It is crazy how easy this is for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you probably
Like,
just thought it would be more of a challenge to get
right.
to where you're at currently. You thought it would probably take maybe a year or an additional year to get to where you are, but
I mean, just from everything from being comfortable on. I mean, I'm not a shy person. I'm an extrovert, so that's fine. But being comfortable doing this, just because I mean, realistically, you're speaking to anybody that wants to listen. Like, if you just step back and look at that, anybody can click on that button and listen to you. Just wild. So you're speaking to a crowd that isn't there, but there are the parts of that where you do have to be careful. Like you've always kind of mentioned, not touching on the alphabet community.
no.
Nope. Not doing it.
Anywhere near it.
Nope. Not worth it. No viewpoints we have are remotely strong enough to handle or hold any water. I'm not getting canceled. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm not taking it down that road either.
Yeah, because I don't care. Like that's the thing. Like I don't care either way. So I have zero like suck whatever you want to suck, dude. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Don't care. Anywho,
Yeah, I don't place any investment into that argument. It's because it doesn't turn out it can't turn out shining and great in any way. So
yeah,
I don't even waste my time to put in the effort to argue about it. So
no,
because
because usually the people that have the arguments are the people that are super against it, and it's like, well, usually if you're super against something, you're not going to be swayed no matter what.
yeah.
You're not going to be swayed, and you're basically just looking for an ally. So anything you say that even remotely goes against what they're thinking, wondering, or feeling, what are you, some kind of do?
He said, "Do-do-do-do." Yeah,
No,
yeah,
but I can be, baby. It's like, fuck, wait. That's how you fuck. That's how you fuck with those people, by the way. That's super amazing.
yeah. Those bigoted people that, yeah, you either, if they're bigoted by, race wise, be extra
Yeah,
kind to them, do stuff that's, that makes them feel awkward. And then,
yeah.
like you
Just go
said,
up and grab
if
their
they're,
dick.
yeah, if they're coming at you from your sexual orientation, then make them feel uncomfortable sexually. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start feverishly masturbating in front of them. You like that, bitch? You like that? Let me look you in the eye. Spit in my face. The fuck. Anyway, yeah. So I found it pretty easy, man. Like the fact that, and now look, man. I will say this. This works very well with what we got in the sense of the rapport, the relationship, the just ability to have intelligent and silly and thought-provoking and, racy conversations, not racy like, race, but,
Yeah.
white power. But, like, it's
Racy
besides the point.
racy, like risque, like
Yeah, look at you all fucking international with your words. That's cute. But there's a lot of people out there that consider themselves friends or acquaintances or people that they know or whatever that will have casual conversations, but it's usually in a box. It's usually staying in one or two lanes. We have the unique ability to touch on many subjects and many viewpoints, empathetic, non-sympathetic, sympathetic, kind of conflicting,
like
like
you
anything you
said,
can think of.
two people that claim to be great friends or even best friends or so on and so forth, they still talk to each other in the constraints, like you said,
Right.
of maybe a box, because while they think they know that person very well, they don't know them well enough to
Be
talk about
comfortable.
maybe a sensitive situation,
Right.
and they don't want to rub them the wrong way, or they don't know them that well, or they can't really state their honest opinion. Us, there ain't even a shape in the motherfucking mathematical universe that can do. You can't put us in any shape. It's like we can go here, we can go here, we can go over there, and no one's offended. Blah 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 blah. There's nothing. There's no time that you've
Unless
ever.
you burp on the podcast, then we come to
Yeah,
blows.
yeah. Then you have a fucking problem. But yeah, like there's no, I don't know. I mean, there's might be jokes or something like that that made some people get offended by, but yeah, I don't. My offense meter is like,
Yeah.
way up there. Like you.
Well, because you understand where I'm coming from. It's not, and it's difficult for a lot of people, and I think that's why I rub people the wrong way a lot, because my dry humor and my serious is the fucking same. But the problem is I don't have a good filter and I don't always know my audience. So I'll say something not knowing that person and vice versa. And they're like, yo, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah, like, hey, I'm not with
But
that.
if they knew me, they're like, clearly this is him being super sarcastic. He's making all these black jokes. His wife is black.
Yeah.
What? So, but
yeah, but if you just said that to the average person on the street, some of them are not going to find the humor in it, So, like I said, like you said, I know where you come from, and what the intent is to make the joke, no matter how awkward it might make other people feel. So,
I love that part of it so much. I love that part so much.
Some
I just
people,
love. I love seeing them. I love seeing the people's souls just like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Man, that just the funny shit that just happened on Christmas with the cotton balls. That shit was funny as hell.
Rubatanka with the win, though.
I was waiting on it.
I couldn't have been no more prouder of that boy. I was like, I've done well with this one.
He was like, I already knew it was. He was like, I thought of it immediately. I was waiting on you to say it.
God, that was beautiful. I'm gonna shed a tear. But yeah, I mean, going back to it though, being able to do that, having that comfort level, and then for all of our trip ups and our falls on our faces, with our initial steps in the process, which from the get-go, I feel like every episode for the first 10 we're like, hey, this is Rich and we're super green. It's like, yeah, we fucking get that. You know why? Because we can hear you. You sound fucking stupid. We know you're green. You don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
It's like a hot girl going on, like, I'm hot. It's like, we know. Like
The hot girl just starting off. I'm high.
like breaking news, water's fucking wet.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, we already knew that. That's why you're in the middle of the room.
right. But not even just with our, startup grassroots kind of thing, whatever, but being able to adapt and change and take criticism and get rid of a podcast, kill it.
Yeah.
And
Well, one that we had to change because, we took in some feedback at first, I mean, it's almost like you're creating a painting and halfway through creating the painting, you get some people that may make a comment about it and say, hey, you're not painting this correctly. And at first you're like, well, fuck you. It's my painting. You know
make
what I
your own
mean?
painting, bitch.
Yeah. But you got to take that criticism and you got to take it and use it, like you said, to adapt and adjust and to make your product that much better. So,
Well,
yeah,
you
I
also
mean,
got to realize that people that are going to look at the painting are the people that are going to go look at your painting. And if those
yeah,
people are saying your
yeah.
painting sucks, it's like, should maybe reevaluating how we're painting this. Because, if one person is saying that,
It's probably a ton. Yeah,
there's
because
probably
we
more.
started off with two shows, and one was no different than the other, except it had cussing in it. And
That was
then,
literally it. That was literally it. And in my stupid, grandiose idea head, first of all, I'm like, we'll have the family friendly version because, I'm thinking that fucking families are going to listen to our stupid asses. No, not happening.
you had it like we was headlining Nickelodeon right after SpongeBob. We was going
Right. Like, that's the growing pains. And the other one was like, this is the raw, uncut version. Like, then we realized that we're basically
we realized we
censoring.
were all popcorn material. All we was doing was popping up with little subjects, talking about them, and moving on. No baseline, no subject to really hone in on. And then, we got to the BDE, honed in, and we were talking about one is shotgun, spreads everywhere.
Yeah,
and this is your baby.
Absolutely.
One was shotgun, and then BDE was rifle. Hone in on the target.
Yep.
Kill it. Precisely hone in on one target. And,
which is a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good idea until we got to, like, we were shooting a shotgun instead of like 15 feet away. We were 50 yards away. And it's like, now your spread is all the fuck over. It's not hitting anything. And that's along with that and the other critique of, I'm not even listening to the other one. The other one sucks. It's the same fucking thing, except you guys cuss. There's no appeal to it. I was like, aw.
No, but I mean, some of those first couple ones that we did when we decided to hone in on one topic, we throw some pretty serious words, and we went down those paths, like the trust. And,
but when you hurt the people so many times before you get to those, they're not going to experience that. And I think that's where I decided, hey, look, we have to have a conversation, me and you, and think about what we really want to do here. Because, like I said, if one person is saying it, how many people that we're not talking to are saying it? How many people are dropping off? So that's when we decided, okay, let's get rid of BDE and just make the X's and O's. We'll still do our draft, and we'll insert the singular topic or maybe two singular topics, make it a little bit longer, and actually have it be a formatted thing. Because I remember the biggest thing, man, and I was so worried about making the change because I'm like, yeah, man, it's like this is our baby, and like, I want to lose who we are. It's like, you sound like the stoner guy that was told to get a job and now is like feeling like I'm gonna be oppressed by the man. It's like, no, you can still be yourself, you fucking idiot. Just have some format to it. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. So that's when we started doing teasers.
It was two different shows on two different nights and two different uploads. And as much as all it is clicking a button. People are fucking lazy. And if they can handle something by clicking it once instead of having to click 2 shows to get the same message, they're going to choose the option that's less clicking. So people are just
so here's the kicker: they're
lazy.
lazy and they're busy though, because that's
Yeah.
the thing too. If you got the people that are going to allocate a few hours of their day, the fact that they're willing, like let's just look. A lot of families out there, whatever, whether you want them or not, they're there in your life, so deal with it. You think, okay, Tuesday's my podcast day. I got about 4 hours to kind of fill where I can just dick around. The kids are at school. The wife's fucking her boyfriend, whatever, all that stuff. The fact that these people would even think to add us into their podcast Rolodex is insanely humbling. But to then ask someone to do 2 shows that do not differ really,
it's just too much.
That's asking a lot.
Too much clutter, too much clickety clack. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's just reducing it down to one show. I mean,
and it just made more sense because we had more to talk about.
If I'm really into a certain show and I'm waiting on this show or I'm going to watch this show, I'd rather just have one show to find instead of 2. One split up. I mean, like, so yeah. I think that was.
Well, and we ran into internal problems too because
just recording.
Well, yeah. I mean, from a timing standpoint, because we already have 2 different schedules, it's hard enough doing the two podcasts we do here with everything, going on. But if we're doing 2, let's call it variety shows, you run out of shit quick.
True.
We record on what? Wednesday and Saturday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's giving you a 3-day buffer of shit to happen in between that
sometimes don't. I mean, like some weeks you're full of activities and events, and some weeks it's a fucking routine you're following, and you don't
and there's no passion there, and that comes through. And I didn't want that because we talked about that. We're like bored with this other one. And I think we actually said that to each other. We're like, we're fucking bored with this other one. Like, what are we doing? So I think that was
we even took it a step further and did a post game shit.
Yeah, we did.
We were doing billions of shows at first.
Yeah. But you know what? I think that was one of the best things we could have done is just dipping our toes in all these other little things to see what we like, what works for us, what doesn't. And we saw what did and what didn't. Now that doesn't mean we can't revisit certain things, but I mean the whole reason we did the whole post game was because when we were really
continued to have conversation, like after the pod was over, we would continue talking,
right? Which was idiotic.
We were recapping what we had just done, and another subject would breed itself, and we hashed it all the way out, and it was just like, okay, we need to record this too, instead of just not cutting off the show. And then doing it and just bleeding into the post game, we were cutting it off and then sending another link and starting up a whole new show. It was crazy.
Yeah, because now what we do is once we're done, we fucking both leave and don't talk to each other for like 4 days.
I know. Allow the content to present itself. Allow the content to fester. Because.
Oh, right. That's exactly what I'm doing. It has nothing to do with me not wanting to talk to you anymore. Yep, that's exactly the plan. Yep, you got
it. Yep. Oh, you best believe by the time Wednesday hit, I'll be like that's I don't be responding to texts. You be texting, I'll be like, man, I don't want to hear another word out of you. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure one day I got an auto response was like, "Fuck you, white boy." I'm like, fair enough.
Man.
I think we have grown so much. I mean, the other super pivotal point, and you touched on it, but I'll say it again because it can't be said anymore. It can't be said to. Hold on. How do I word here? You can't say it too many times. Yeah, that'll work. Going to video was fucking huge. My only regret is not doing that earlier. Honestly,
Yeah.
That's my only regret.
My
of
only
the whole
regret
thing.
is resisting so much, or not to do it earlier, because
Well, I didn't see the
what are we
value
in
in
the
it.
fucking 50s? Yeah, I mean that's how you kind of put it. Like, what you got a kid laying next to their radio at night and
Right.
fucking like, I mean, like what the you could
Yeah.
on film like you can capture all you could see mannerisms and even when you're talking, if you see my face and how it look, and when I'm talking, I can see your face. That's the whole cliche of a picture's a thousand words. That
Right.
adds more concentration behind the point. I mean, it just yeah. I mean, visually,
And we're like, between clappity clap and my like semi Italian ass using my hands to talk. We are kind of characters a little bit, and it was almost doing ourselves and the audience a disservice because it's like, okay, let's put a face to the name. It's like, okay, these, because you can't fake that. You can fake it if you're doing audio only, right? You can fake a tone of voice. You
yeah.
can't fake natural, organic stuff. And it's funny because I touched on that earlier and I never finished my point on that. Remember, I was like, I don't want to go away from our organic thing. I don't want to have anything formatted. I want everything to be off the cuff. And it's like, okay, that's cool for the first few episodes, but you need to have a structure because then you basically go off on tangents. Now
It's
we
just
go off on
popcorn talk.
tangents. I mean, we go off on tangents now. We go off on our tangents in our topic. Like we would the first few episodes was like, yeah, man, look, cherry Kool-Aid is great.
And
You
then
know
we
what's
would lead
wild
in with
though? The sun.
yeah, and then turn around and be like, "Hey, man, I just did my taxes." Like, I mean, we was all
Yeah.
over the place with no subject in
Right.
mind. Like, it was popcorn talk.
Yeah. Which once again we convinced ourselves was the way to go.
Yeah,
And but
I know. I kept saying, I was just like, "Man, we don't want to structure." You was like, "Man, we got to put something around it." I was like, "Man, let's just keep it. What is this improv and all of that
yeah.
shit?" Yeah, no, this isn't a
But
fucking
here's
debating.
the most ironic part, not the ironic part, it's kind of what we should have both been, we got our horse blinders on because, new to the quote unquote biz, but we still maintained our identity now. We're still super organic. We still, we'll come up with a subject maybe earlier in the week. Sometimes it'll be an hour before the show. But neither one of us really are spending a boatload of time thinking on it during the week till we actually record.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Before I
scared
would
part.
be thinking about shit in the shower and trying to. It was like I would draft it up in the shower, then I would go to work and then like start putting finishing touches on it. I thought about it a whole bunch, and like you said, now it's just like, okay, what we running with again? All right, let's go.
Yeah.
But it still
But
comes out
that,
polished, so
well,
it's cool.
you know why? When you have an intelligent host with you, that's why that's able to work. If you were a goddamn idiot, it would be a little bit more difficult. This is why this is why me and the wife's podcast didn't go on very well. I'll let you decide who's the idiot there. Fuck you, bitch.
I didn't say a fucking word.
Nope, it's all right. But there are certain things that will provide. I mean, we do have our other podcast, the football thing. That we don't really have to think about too much either. But that's because we've been doing it for we've been doing the fantasy thing for so long a lot of it kind of is common sense a little bit, but that's conversation for another day. But
Yeah, I mean, with the football thing, it's like we're not only are we talking about it on here, but we're out living it. I mean, like
Yeah.
we're wrapped into the excitement. Like you're talking about a subject. Like let's suppose you're an expert. Well, I'm not. I just call myself an expert.
yeah, you did. I was gonna let you run with it too. I was like, my man, all right, he's feeling himself.
No, I'm just saying, if you talk to an expert about their, something that they know second nature about, I mean, it's not too hard for them,
Right.
and the passion is there. And that person is going out and living it. It's not like we tell you what to do on them fantasy podcasts, and we're not out there going and executing the same actions that we said for you to
Right.
do on here. Like we're doing it too.
Unless we don't. Unless we make an oopsie doozle.
No, but I'm saying, I mean, like, we're not going on there and telling you to start motherfucking Paris
Right.
motherfucking Hill or some shit. Like,
Start Paris Campbell. He's gonna be a stud.
yeah. And then we get off here and we talk to each other and start cracking up like, man, we told these motherfuckers to start these stupid motherfuckers. No.
Paris Campbell don't even play. Does Paris Campbell even play football anymore? Is he even on a team?
Fuck is Paris Campbell? Oh yeah, the receiver for the Colts.
I
No,
mean, the fact that you had to say that is indicative enough. Oof. I almost feel like he's on the. Is he on the Commanders?
I don't know where he is at.
Oh, I think he's on the Giants.
He might be, yeah, because he's
I
one
think
of
he is on the Giants.
You can't trust no Giants receiver, but yeah, I think he is there.
One moment, I gotta look. I gotta fucking look.
He said now,
fucking Campbell.
Yeah, I think he is on the Giants because it's like Slayton and Wan'Dale Robinson, who I seen you just picked up.
No, that was Bob.
Bob picked up Wan'Dale.
Yeah, he picked.
I wondering, why the fuck is somebody picking up Wan'Dale? But I think Tyrod Taylor did have a little relationship with the Wan'Dale dude.
All right, is his name spelled like? Hold on.
Just type in Campbell.
Yeah, he is a Giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's this? Oh, this motherfucker spends Parris. Fuck you. Whatever.
Oh, so he had two A's in his name. P-A.
No, it's P-A. It's Parris. I did Paris like the.
Oh, like this.
Yeah.
City or whatever.
Yeah. Because I knew he went to the East. I was like, Commanders? Nah, he's Giants. Okay. He feels like a Giants player. Anyway, all in all, the big move we did with going to video. I mean, we're at 1,900 views now. It's crazy, man. That's pretty fucking cool. That means there are people that have clicked on our stuff 1,900 times. That's fucking wild.
Fucking crazy. Now I think about it. That's a lot.
And that's not even including the audio only things, because there are still people that do that. Like if you're doing it on Apple, you listen to us on Apple, that's where it goes. So, I mean, we prefer people to go to the YouTube, to sub to the YouTube. So one, you get notified when we do something. But it just, you get a better experience through there. It's the same exact podcast uploaded, but I don't know, man. I feel like even if you're just
people, man, I say almost 2,000 views.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And
you remember the days of you wake up and send me a text like it'll be like 30, it'll be 34. You'd be like 34.
Right.
Oh shit.
And I do want to say this thing here too, and then we can probably skedaddle soon here because we're about $1:45 already.
We almost ready to get to 2. Yeah, let's wrap
and this
them
is a
up.
sincere thing. And anyone that personally knows me, and then anyone that vicariously knows me through the pod, I mean, this will be harder for you to get, but whatever. I sincerely mean this. I wouldn't even call this a dream, because it wasn't really a dream. It was more of a conversation me and Jermaine had, and decided to put it in to action.
Yep. Remember my cliche was when you talk about something and you don't do nothing, then it's just talk. It's just a thought. But if you put it into motion, it becomes an idea, and we are on the idea part of it.
Oh, real quick before I get into this, I'm going to show you what Cassie got me. I'm going to try not to show my penis. So, these pants.
Oh, you got the Crosby pug pants. Okay.
Yeah, it's literally him. That is his
Yeah, like
picture.
you got the real picture. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was pretty funny that I got her a hoodie
Yeah.
and I'm just like, damn, bitch, we are literally the same person. This is silly. Anyway, back to my thing here. So, I know the tired trope is, we appreciate everyone that downloads and all that stuff. And I think a lot of people just say that just to say that. Now, I may just being facetious with that. I don't know because I don't know those people personally, but sometimes you hear that and it seems very put on, right? So I tend not to really,
disingenuous. It's like,
yeah, disingenuous to the fullest, and I get it. And I'm not saying that's everybody, but you get a read on people, right? I do mean this sincerely. I appreciate anyone that's taking the time out, whether it be one episode, whether it be you following the show, whatever you're doing. There have been times during this process where, without seeing the viewership numbers go up, I was kind of thinking like, maybe this isn't going to be for us, man. Maybe this isn't going to work. I didn't really verbalize that, but
yeah, but say I never heard you throw in the white flag or anything.
yeah, but there was definitely times where I'm like, this is not growing. This is not going anywhere. And a lot of that had to do with what we were doing. So, you can't be mad at the process if you're fucking up the process.
Yeah, you got to make yourself available, and we weren't available enough on any platforms, enough platforms. So.
Mm-hmm. But I sincerely appreciate the following that we have. Obviously, I would love it to be bigger, but that has a lot to do with what I'm doing on my side. I should be getting it out there more, putting more things out there. And that's going to be a big thing that's going to change in the beginning of the year. Now, obviously, a lot of that has to do with equipment that will be here, but have to upgrade. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Christmas fell on its face. It's fine. I don't do this for the people out there. I do it for me. I enjoy doing it. But what's pretty special and pretty cool is other people like what we're doing. And that makes it just that much easier. So for those that do pay attention and care, sincerely thank you.
Same here. Like, by you just even giving me an update. No, I'm just saying. I mean, just by you giving me the update of the 1900. I mean, I didn't even know it was up to that amount. But I mean, like you said, it's humbling. It feels awesome. It's like, wow. Like, I mean, did we really make a dent? Not a dent, but I mean, did we even touch the surface? And
I'm gonna see what Spreaker's at while you're doing that.
You said what?
I'm gonna see what Spreaker's at.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And for those of you that are, avid listeners, definitely appreciate you because you've been with us through the whole process. And even if you just, like you said, just watch one episode, you're contributing to, that you give us the courage and the motivation to continue, So, truly, truly thank you. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, we are at 754 on Spreaker. So overall, we have, let's just call it about, a tick under 1,800 or 2,800. downloads. So it's
Spreaker was the only platform that we was on before, right?
yeah. I mean, it went to Spotify and iHeart and Spreaker, obviously, and then onto Apple and things like that. But I think once we actually went to video, a lot of those people were like, "Well, I'm not gonna really pay attention to the other one because I don't really need to." So it's just it's crazy. I don't check the numbers nearly as much as I used to, which is probably good.
Yeah. You were obsessed.
A little bit.
You were alive. You were obsessed.
But yeah, it's been a fun ride, and I'm excited to kind of keep going with it and get better and better. And once I get my equipment, which will be very, very, very soon, before the beginning of the year, I feel like that's going to be another one of those moments where we do this show again next year, and at the end of next year, and we're like, yeah, that turning point was right when you did that. And so, yeah. So before we get out of here, what are your goals for the, you can either do the life goals or, the pod goals, whatever you want to do.
As far as the pod, definitely want to continue down this path, and like you said, enhance the production and make ourselves more readily available to as many people as possible to make it so easy to somehow get to us. And then, hopefully we continue to put some slamming topics to keep them interested. And that's from a podcast perspective. From a life perspective, just continue on the. It's a moving train, as Mike Tomlin would say.
Jesus.
And I don't know why I used it, but it is. I mean, it truly is. It's a train that has already left the station, and I'm just gonna keep chewing, motherfucker, down the damn thing. But I'm gonna be picking up stuff along the way and just continuing to repair my life, man.
Well, speaking of production value, I heard Santa helped you out in production value. What'd you get?
Oh, Santa did a great job. I do have a podcast with the microphone and everything, but the only thing is this little ass table I gotta get a bigger table to kind of mount it to. Because this little,
Okay.
yeah, can't do that.
Okay.
So yeah, the biggest table, or I'm gonna just right on here so hopefully don't fall over it, because the table will fall over. But find a way to set that up so I can have better quality. Excellent. Santa, he brought his white ass down my chimney, even though I don't have a chimney, and brought me a present.
That was always the thought of me too. Like, kids are fucking stupid. Like, you see them coming down a chimney, and it's like, we don't have a chimney. How's Santa get here? It's like, that should be your first thought of like,
Yeah.
Santa's fucking hack. Get out of
here. And they still continue to make these Christmas specials with him going down the chimney. Like, shouldn't the production team or should they make a modern Santa where they realize, like, all right, nobody has chimney anymore, so let's make a different way he gets around. But they don't want to touch the tradition, so they just keep it silly.
These kids are like, how did Santa get here? We have a fucking Ring doorbell. Like,
yeah. Santa will get his ass shot. Santa will be in jail. Motherfuckers will think he's breaking and entering. Yeah. Just the logistics behind that to let you know that it's all a fucking hack.
We were watching Christmas Night Football, and I was outside smoking a cigarette. You came out. We're both looking in the window. You're like, someone's gonna think I'm fucking robbing the place. Like,
yeah. Yep. When we were watching that fantasy game, I was like, let's guess. Somebody drives past and sees a white guy looking into a person's house and a black guy. Pretty sure I'm going to get arrested first, and then they're going to ask you, are you involved?
And I'm going to be like,
nope. They're not going to ask me a motherfucking thing. They're just going to get out and start performing and acting, and then they're going to put me in the car and then say, "Oh, now are you a part of this?"
I would have
And you
been
can
like,
tell them whatever you say.
I was so scared, officer.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know who he was. I was frightened.
The officer's gonna be like, "But y'all was standing next to each other. Everything looked fine." You're like,
He had
"Well, I was
like
scared for
he
my
had a
life."
gun. I was frozen in fear.
He said, "I was frozen in fear."
I know what those people are like, so I didn't want to make any sudden movements.
Oh
Good old
shit!
racism. It's fun.
He said it's fun.
Just like Grandpap used to do. It's good stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, we already kind of went over my goals for it, though. Just grow and just get better. Um, that's all I can ask for. I mean, I feel like if we want more people to listen, we need to put up better products. And what I don't ever want us to do is become complacent. And I don't think we have done that very. I don't think we've done that lately. I think in the beginning we did. We got a little big for our britches, and said some silly things on the podcast. And I think once we really got a hold of this and saw numbers going and people were actually staying around, we're like, oh shit, this is actually catching a little bit of fire. So who would have thought, man? Who really would have thought? Like we had
Yeah.
aspirations and ideas and dreams and whatever, but until it actually started doing something, we're like, oh my god, this can actually be a thing.
Yeah. And we still have yet to eclipse 1 year. We're not even 1 year in.
Yeah, we're really not. And I would say probably at our year point, well, I would love to be at least on a YouTube standpoint over 3,000 views. That would be cool.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Well,
Like you said, let's keep the product crisp and as concentrated as it can be, you know.
well, I guess I would say Happy New Year to everyone. We're not going to see you till Tuesday.
Yeah, what is that, the second? No. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So sincerely, be safe out there. Um,
Don't do no dumb shit. Don't do no dumb shit on New Year's and don't do no dumb shit after New Year's, like setting a fucking resolution
yes.
that you're not gonna keep.
And if you are going to do dumb shit, at least listen to the episode so we can get the download.
He said, before you plummet to your death, hit like and then you go jump off.
Yeah, like don't be a selfish prick. This is my message to you.
He said, before you die or end up in jail,
Yes.
click download and then you're fine.
Right. As long as you know you bitches are just a number to me.
He said that shit like you know how you go to confession to the priest. He's like, you come in, confess, look, come in, listen to us, and then go out and do whatever the fuck you want. Oh shit.
Well, I guess we'll say goodbye, and I will tell you a very, very big secret. Santa Claus isn't real.
And you just found this out, or somebody just let you in, or
So I went to sit on who I thought was Santa's lap. It was actually a fat homeless guy.
And he grieves because he
Well, I mean,
excited in his
after he put his thumb in my ass, I was like, that's not a very Santa thing to do.
You crazy as hell.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, Santa isn't real. He's just the guy that bangs your mom. Goodbye.
Goodbye.